A bright April morning at the Mississippi State Capitol typically does not see this much activity. The 2021 legislative session is long done. State representatives and senators have returned to their districts. That's what makes this the perfect day for a farm tour organized by the Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation for the Senate Agriculture Committee. The senators who decide what farming and agriculture-related bills are passed on for votes, and eventually the governor's signature.
It's really good to get them out so they can get a feel of exactly what they voted on and how important that is for farmers. They can see it, they can touch it, they can feel it. It means all the difference in making them feel comfortable with how they're voting or what they may be voting on next year.
It's so important for these senators, especially the Senate Ag Committee, to get out on the farm and see what they're legislating about, right? And so I just think it's really important for all these folks that are in there working to try to figure out what's best for Mississippi agriculture to see Mississippi agriculture.
This bus tour gives senators and Farm Bureau staff a chance to meet in less stressful surroundings. Stories are shared and relationships built. The first stop is not too far from the Capitol. Ted Parker runs one of the largest cattle stocker operations in the Southeast in Raymond, Mississippi.
I think, we got to promote agriculture, we got to promote beef, and we got to show what's different about what we do. We certainly appreciate everything that the Senate Ag Committee does for us, and they need to be educated about what we do and what we need and how we do it.
From there, the tour arrives at Simmons Catfish outside of Yazoo City just in time for feeding. Mississippi's catfish industry provides more than half of the catfish produced in the United States. That means jobs and a big influence on the state's economy.
Additionally, it's important for us to go and see what's going on around the state of Mississippi. I'm not familiar with the catfish industry, and it's important for me to go and find out where the needs are up there, as that's a huge industry in Mississippi.
Senators get to ask lots of questions, and the answers come face to face from a farmer whose work and livelihood they influence with their votes.
I think these tours help a lot. People understand from boots on the ground all the way up to the finished product, and even the legislative process is a big help to us. And the fact that I think it helps everybody understand the plight of agriculture in Mississippi and what it can be and what it is.
A stop with a row crop farmer is next, and here, lawmakers learn about farm equipment and just how expensive it can be to run a farming operation in Mississippi.
It's nice to have your voice heard, and to know that your issues are understood, and that, or at least they're talked about.
The better educated we are as agriculture committee members, and there's no better way than to come on the farm and see the operations and talk to the people who run this day to day, so that we will know what we can do to make the job more productive and better for the whole state of Mississippi and all the people that depend on the agriculture industry for their jobs.
On to the Port of Rosedale. It's how commodities are shipped by water linking up with the Mississippi River. Then a visit to Mississippi State University's Delta Research and Extension Center in Stoneville, where researchers explain all the work that goes into helping farmers and producers fight pests and diseases affecting how much they produce. Combining each stop, and members of the Senate Agriculture Committee get a day-long snapshot of farming in Mississippi from planning to harvest to market.
Very important. They're going out and they're seeing true Mississippians working hard on the farm. So that it's very important for the committee to see this, take it back to the Capitol, and fight for the farmers.
Just the general importance of the farm economy to the state of Mississippi. It's hard to ride from where we've been in Jackson all the way through the South Delta and now into the northern part of the Delta, for them to see just how big the farm footprint is in the state of Mississippi and how important it is to the local communities.
As the voice of agriculture for thousands of farmers, ranchers, and Farm Bureau members statewide, the Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation organized this tour to open communication between two groups of people, both extremely important to Mississippi's future.
I think as Farm Bureau members, or as farmers, we're such a small group that we need additional representation, and I think Farm Bureau provides that extra representation that for such a small percentage of the population. But probably in order to have our voices heard, you need a good organization like Farm Bureau to relay our message.